and welcome to my channel. My name is Francesca, but you can call me Masheena. Today I'm building a courtyard villa kind of thing using the new Courtyard Oasis Kit. I'm also using base game and I'm using Jungle Adventure. I really wanted to use the sort of hanging plant fern-like things from Jungle Adventure, so I decided to use that and to use some of the tiles for it too, because I do like the tile that comes with Courtyard Oasis. You might see it pop up on my screen in a little bit, but I wanted something a bit simpler so that I could use really fancy Courtyard Oasis tiles for the platforms and the walls and stuff without it like clashing with the floor. So I used this tile instead from base game, and I really wanted to go for like a beige, rosy, creamy gold, I don't know. Yeah, so I tried to keep most of the furniture to the Courtyard Oasis Kit. You'll see that once we go inside. And I also needed Jungle Adventure for like the kitchen. There's no stove or anything, or beds. I think I used base game beds. So yeah, it's a mix of things, but I did limit it to those 3 packs. I do like this kit. This is the first kit that I've ever bought. I might get the country kitchen one, but I'm not really into the other ones that they have out yet. My only qualm with this one is that the doors only fit on 3 wall height. They can fit on the 2 wall height, but they will kind of peek over to the roof. So I used half walls for the roof instead of like an actual like gabled or hipped roof. So this giant door on the 2nd floor will go a little bit over the half wall, but it doesn't actually go above the half wall, so it looks like it fits. The 1st floor is the 3 wall height, and then the 2nd floor is the 2 wall height. I usually never build with 3 wall. I'll usually stick with the 1st or the 2nd one. I like the 2nd one in modern builds a lot, and then the 1st for more like cozy or suburban builds. But yeah, this was kind of my 1st or 2nd time using the 3 wall height in a build of mine, so that was interesting. It was a bit of a challenge. Originally, I wanted to put the courtyard in the center of the lot and, you know, have the rooms actually surrounding it, but this lot wasn't really big enough for that. So it's not in the center exactly. It's right when you come in through the entrance, or there's a little entrance hall area, and then you get to the courtyard with the fountain and everything. But I just love this color scheme so much, like the pink sort of salmon-y pink, and then the cream and the white. I think it works really well together. And then this sort of lighter brown that I'm using on the gate and the window, or not the gate, the fence, balcony, whatever that thing's called. I liked having these windows go down in sort of a waterfall effect. That was fun to make. But yeah, this is the first kit that I have. I don't think I want to get Bust the Dust because it's just not really appealing to me. I think if it had like brooms and mops and other cleaning things in addition to the vacuum, then I would be interested. But since it's just vacuum, I just don't really see that much of a point. And I don't really like the little sparkling floor. The dust bunnies are cute. I really liked doing sort of asymmetrical things in this build, like what I did with the windows on the outside and like I'm doing with the lanterns here in the living room or courtyard area. There's another room that's the living room, and if I remember correctly from the few months I spent in Morocco, I think it's called a salon, or yeah, I think it should be the salon because that's from French. I have spent like some time in Morocco with Moroccan friends before. I dated a Moroccan guy for a year, so I spent a good amount of time there, and we went around a lot of the cities, mostly stayed in Fez though. But we also went to the north of the country and to Rabat, which is one of the big cities. And we went down to like the desert tourist area. Moroccan food in Morocco might be my favorite cuisine. I'm a little bit scared to try it here and like find out that it might not live up to my expectations, because in my city there just aren't really many Moroccan restaurants. And I live in a big city, so that's kind of weird, but there are 3. I'm afraid to get disappointed. That is one thing that I wish they included in this pack, would be a tagine. That would be a great item. It's like something that you cook with in Morocco, and they could have included like 2 or 3 new recipes with that. That would have been cool. And I would have loved if the tea set here that I'm putting in the dining room, I would have loved if that could actually make Moroccan mint tea. Moroccan mint tea is so good. Oh my God. I think it's the sugar. But nothing I've tried in the US has lived up to it. So I'm just, you know, waiting for a chance to go back one day, maybe sometime after quarantine. The thing I really loved about the time that I spent in Morocco was the language. So I speak French already. I studied French all through high school. In Morocco, they code switch a lot with Moroccan Arabic and French. Moroccan Arabic is a dialect of Arabic, and I just really love the way it sounds. I think it's a really beautiful and creative language. It was relatively easy for me to pick up on because whenever I didn't know a word, I could say it in French and the person would understand me. The person, whoever I was talking to, would understand me. So I didn't have like moments where I was pausing and getting stuck and wanting to give up. Like I could just keep going, and then I would pick up new vocabulary in Moroccan. Darija. Darija is what they call the dialect. So pretty difficult to study dialects when you're not in the country because it doesn't have a codified written form. People do write in the dialect, like when they're texting each other and things like that. Or I do have an Arabic teacher, but he teaches standard Arabic. So what I'm hoping to get back into one day would be actual Moroccan dialect. That would be really fun. So now I'm on the kitchen. I really love what I did with the dining room using the Jungle Adventure hanging plants over those big windows from the Courtyard Oasis Kit. And then the kitchen, I wanted to do a bit of a different color scheme, so I went yellow and white in there. I love the plain wallpaper that came with this pack. It's kind of like, I don't know, stucco or stone or something. I think the color swatches are really good. I do end up going back at the end to add in more decoration to this build. Now I'm on the living room, the salon, and in my experience in Morocco, there are couches that kind of line the wall. I did the little asymmetrical thing with the lanterns again in this room, and I really liked it. I decided to go green for this room, which I never really do. I never have green rooms. I usually go for more neutral, like beige. That's not neutral. I know neutral is black, white, and gray, but I don't know. The word neutral just seems to fit when I'm talking about natural colors like beige and like off-white and yellow, brown, things like that. I do a lot of those in my builds, and then I'll have a few rooms that are more colorful, like usually the bedrooms and the living rooms. I get more creative with color schemes in my living rooms, but my kitchens and dining rooms always end up being beige. But I like it because I'll still do different things with them. Like I'll add different things to the designs, but the color scheme, yeah, usually ends up being some type of beige. I like it though. There was actually a problem with this house with the platforms because I didn't want to use foundation. I wanted to use platforms for the platform trim, and I'm not sure if these types of houses even use foundation. I'm not sure on that. So I had a problem with the platforms where it was raising up the living room and the dining room and stuff to really weird heights. So there was a point where I stopped filming and like went back to fix that. Yeah, I think that's right here. This is where I fixed it. So now I'm working on the second floor. I'm going to have a parent's bedroom, a kid's bedroom, and a bathroom. There's also like a really long hallway. The floor plan was a bit awkward. I was gonna have the parent's bedroom next to the balcony, but it didn't really work out because the hallway, yeah, that thing, was about 4 tiles wide, and I had so many problems, honestly, with the platforms on the first floor that I didn't want to mess with the floor plan or the size of the house anymore. So I made it a long hallway, but there's a bookcase and an easel there, so your Sims can do skill building activities, and it gets a lot of natural light in there, so I think it worked out. And now here's the parents' bedroom. This one was hard to furnish because I was trying to match the dark wine red sort of walls there. I did not stick with this bed. The bed's going to change. But yeah, it was hard to get those colors right. I got it in the end eventually. The bedroom turned out really moody. A lot of this house turned out moody. I kept a lot of the lanterns and took out the more bright lights and just left them, oh God, and just left them sort of with the dim mood lighting, and I really liked how that turned out. I usually never do that. Usually my builds are just completely flooded with light. I can't see anything in this game. But yeah, I went a bit dimmer with this build. And now I'm finishing up the parents' bedroom. I had to use the Jungle Adventure mirror because it's just gorgeous. Oh my god, the wood tones, those were a challenge to get right. I know if you play The Sims and you like building, you probably notice that it's difficult to match a lot of the wood tones. It's a challenge. It takes some time. Worked out in the end. Here's the giant hallway. Got a bookcase, got an easel. I'm going to use those Jungle Adventure hanging plants again. I think those work really well with the big windows, like the ones that came with the Courtyard Oasis Kit. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how this build turned out. I never really build anything like this. I usually build slightly more modern things. So it's weird for me to like try to fit into a more traditional style. Any kind of architectural style that's considered traditional is hard for me. But I think it worked out in the end. This rug, oh my god, was so hard to settle on a final one. Again, it's the color scheme. Like I was getting this sort of bright red over here with the bed and the rug, but then I had the walls and the desk chair that are like more burgundy. I don't know, burgundy, something like that. Wine red. We're just gonna go with wine red. But yeah, it was really hard to match. I did have a lot of fun decorating the kids' room. There is a kid's bed and a toddler bed on the bunk bed, and I went with green and yellow, and there's a little bit of orange in there too. I love using the wall decals for kids' rooms. I think they're really fun and they can add personality to a kid's room. And then here is the bathroom. I love putting separate baths and showers in The Sims just because I'm not really satisfied with any of the shower bath combo situations we have going on. I think I just want one that has the bath and then has like the Discover University shower in the wall, but it comes as one piece. And now what happened is that I forgot to record the outside, which was just furnishing the backyard and putting stuff on the little deck, the porch out front here. And here's the final tour. I love the way that the light comes in through the Courtyard Oasis Kit windows. It's just dappled and really pretty on the furniture. So I love how that looks. And then the fountain. And I added some books in here. I loved how the dining room turned out. I like the natural colors here. And then on the wall, I put up the mega wall hanging things that come in base game with the base game painting and then the candles right there on shelves. I like putting things in those wall hanging things, especially candles and little plants on shelves. And then here's the kitchen. And in here you can really see the dim lighting theme that I was going for. There's a tea maker there because, you know, they're not letting us make Moroccan mint tea on the tea set that they gave us. So I had to give your Sims a tea maker. A little island, some food pictures in case you forgot you're in the kitchen and you needed something to remind you. And then here's a little tiny little hallway. And there's a door to the backyard right there. Boom. And now we are in the living room. I loved the green theme in here. I ended up moving that coffee table. It's too close to the staircase right now. Oh, there we go. Yep. There's that. Lots of plants, lots of greenery, lots of life. This, we will go upstairs. I'm having so much fun making content for my channel where I'm actually talking in it. I like doing the stop motion builds because I think it's a really nice way to just see the full build in its entirety. And I actually prefer watching stop motion builds compared to speed builds. Builds just get kind of chaotic for me and I'm just like, oh my god, what's happening? But I think that's just a me problem. I think most people are fine with speed builds. But yeah, so I love making the stop motions, but I definitely want to make more videos where I'm talking. I'm planning to do a few more build challenges coming up. I really like build challenges, but then I'm going to start doing Let's Play things. I might do a Let's Play with the new interior designer game pack. I'm not totally sure. We'll find out. It'll be my first Let's Play if I do, so I'd be a little bit nervous about how it would work out. Oh, here you can see the final bed that I chose for this room. Oh, I did stick with, no, I changed the bed from when you first saw it. I ended up putting lamps on those nightstands before I uploaded it to the gallery. So that's taken care of. Here's the final kids room. See the little wall decals, matching, sort of matching beds. And then we got a science set in here, a violin, and a little desk where they can do their homeworks. And then finally the bathroom. I love the color scheme in here, blue and yellow. That's not really a common one, so that was fun to put together. Or at least it's not common in my bathrooms. And then I put 2 towels because, you know, you're getting out of the bathtub, you need one there. You're getting out of the shower, you need one there. 1 is not sufficient. Here's the balcony, and that is the end of the build. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you liked the video, please click like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.